Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello, hello, hello to you, and you. I am Chelselia Cookie Payne, founder of Pain and Glory Incorporated and the administrator of this particular group, Pain in the Pews Mental Health and Ministry. I welcome you and thank you for joining on this Let's Talk About It Tuesday. I hope that when you're watching this, it's not storming too bad. It's raining here where I am. Not as bad as it was a little bit ago, but it definitely is still raining outside. But hopefully you've got some sunshine on the inside. How about that? How about that? So I welcome you to come on in and let me know that you're here. I definitely, hello, Michelle. I definitely enjoy engaging with you guys every single week. I thank you guys for the comments and the input, the inbox messages. Oh my gosh, thank you, thank you, thank you. It makes my heart happy to know that there's something that is positive, that you're receiving something from being a part of this particular group. I don't get on here just to say that I have a Facebook group or just to have Pain in the Pews, brand out there. That is not the reason. That is not even a reason to even be on social media, to be honest, but neither here nor there. However, I, much like the people who really are doing things for people, I want to make a positive impact. I want to make a difference. And in doing so, I get on here every Tuesday night just with you guys and we talk about Let's Talk About It Tuesday, and we have different topics and we get into it. The last 2 weeks, I shared with you guys videos. Last week, it was the interview of Michelle Williams, formerly of Destiny's Child, and she talked about her issues or her walk, as it were, as pertains to mental health. And she talked about how she wants to normalize the conversation, and take away the stigma. And that was last week. And then the week before that, we had the discussion about the video that Pastor E. Dewey Smith shared at his church, where there was a member that he did not know how to properly handle. So in not knowing how to properly handle her, he mishandled her, and thereby she left the church for a number of years. And he got the opportunity when she came back on that particular Sunday. He got the opportunity to, in public, before everyone, to apologize to her, to get it right. And the power behind that was so incredible that I shared that video with you all to show that there is hope and there is healing. Sometimes it takes an apology. Like, seriously. Sometimes it takes not necessarily the act of the apology, so to speak, but the acknowledgement that you matter. That I may not have known how to handle this then, and I may be still learning now, but I apologize, and I don't do it in secret. I do it openly. I apologize, and I hope that the healing can start now. And that is what he did. He took away the fact that he is the leader of a major church and does so much in the community and around the world. Lay aside all of that, and he put this young lady and her family at the forefront, not to embarrass them or make them feel any type of way, but simply to work on the process of healing. That was so powerful to me. So those two discussions we did we did a little something different these last 2 weeks, where we, had the videos up there and we discussed, behind the scenes, what those videos meant, what it meant for you. I know what it meant to me, but what it meant for you. And if you didn't get a chance to see them, they're still here on our page. Feel free to go back and take a look. Both of them are short. Both of them are maybe 6 minutes long or less. But the impact is phenomenal. But tonight, we're going to be talking about coping with stress. Coping with stress. You know, you guys, we've heard so many times because it rhymes, and we've heard it so many times. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. There's T-shirts. There's bumper stickers. There's, you know, all kinds of things. Too blessed to be stressed. Sounds good, and it rhymes. It's not always true. You are too, in theory, yes, we all are too blessed to be stressed. We're too blessed to allow things that don't matter to consume our thoughts. Got it. But reality doesn't rhyme. Simply put, reality doesn't rhyme because there's good stress, you know, like preparing for a wedding. There's good stress, you know, preparing for a major event. You're excited, but you're stressed because you want to make sure everything is going well. And then there's the other stress, you know, a natural disaster or something that is, you know, that is beyond your control, right? So, you know, there's good stress, there's bad stress. But there's the stress that we don't know how to deal with it. Hello, gorgeous Miss Champion. Hello, so glad you're joining. There's stress we don't know how to quite deal with because, truth be told, a lot of us have been carrying the weight of stress for so long. We've been dealing with it or coping with it or managing it or not for so long that it has now... let me tell you, stress affects our bodies. Listen, especially ladies, stress affects our bodies in so many different ways. We you know, we think about things like, you know, headaches for some people, hair loss for some people. Let me tell you, for me, and then there's some people who deal with, well, we'll talk about dealing with stress, but how it affects our bodies first. So for me, especially if something it has me extremely stressed, I grit and grind my teeth. And it has become a problem because after a while, my jawline begins to hurt. Because, you know, especially this happens more when I'm asleep, but because I'm stressed and I take that stress to sleep with me, right? So, yeah, we have to manage it like everything else. You're so right, Michelle, and we're going to talk about those managing things. So for me, you know, when those things are stressful, I take them to they even though I think that I have put them aside or prayed about them before I went to bed, right? In my sleep, my teeth are just clenching. So I wake up and I'm clenched. Or there's some people, as I said a moment ago, who have headaches or hair loss. There's people who are stress eaters, and they eat, and their metabolism cannot handle the things because we're not thinking healthy thoughts when we're stress eating. We're not thinking, you know what, I should pick up that broccoli instead of that candy bar. No, you're gonna grab that bag of chips. You're gonna grab that comfort food, and it is not the best for us. Blood pressure rises. For some people, it affects their vision, especially if you're a person like myself who deals with glaucoma. We have to be careful and cautious of our pressure levels. So many different things as pertains to just your body, right? Your physical body. Now think about your external things, how you relate to other people, because once you're stressed out, you're most likely not the nicest of people. In most cases, if we're being honest. You may be snappy, you may be short, you may be very quiet and reserved and not really want to talk. You may be anxious, right? Because you're stressed. You're stressed about money, you're stressed about your health, you're stressed about your job, you're stressed about your relationships, you're stressed about your family, you're stressed about, and don't turn on the television or pick up your phone and look at social media, you're stressed about the government, you're stressed about what's going on in this country and other countries. So there's all these things, and it's like the cartoon where all these things are swirling around in those little cartoons. But tonight, and Let's Talk About It Tuesday, we're going to talk about some things tonight that I'm hoping is going to be helpful, because if we're going to talk about mental health and ministry, we're not just going to be talking about the clinically diagnosed things, the bipolar, the schizophrenia, the panic and anxiety, the eating disorders. We're not just going to be talking about that. If we're talking about mental health, that's our mental health just as our physical health. We don't want to have to wait until there's actually a actual diagnosable thing before something happens. We want to be preventive, right? We want to do things to manage, just as we know that there are certain things that we should eat or shouldn't eat to prevent certain physical maladies in our bodies. We're going to talk about things that we can do to cope to cope with stress, so we can prevent these other things from compounding themselves. Hello, Priscilla. I hear you. Chips, salt and vinegar chips are my go-to thing. Yeah, that's my thing. I totally get it. I totally get that. Stress eating is a real thing. You go for the quick fix, that thing that's real quick, and it gives you comfort for that moment. But the stress really hasn't gone anywhere. You just satisfied a need or a desire for then. So here first I'm going to give you guys common reactions to stressful events, okay? Now, this is not a comprehensive list, which means this doesn't encompass everything, because I'm sure if we be honest, there's some things that you and I both could add to this list. But listen, here are some common reactions to a stressful event, okay? They can include disbelief, shock, and numbness. Now, these are common reactions to stressful events. They can include feeling sad, frustrated, and helpless. Put a pin right there. Frustration is a mess. Being frustrated is a mess. Like, really. Being frustrated and feeling as though you are out of control of the situation and it's not getting any better, and you want to be able to do something about it, manage it, change it, disrupt it, whatever. Excuse me. But frustration, oh my gosh. Fear and anxiety about the future, talking about common reactions. Okay, looks like I was having some technical difficulties there. So talking about common reactions to a stressful event. So I just said fear and anxiety about the future, feeling guilty, anger, tension, and irritability, difficulty concentrating and making decisions. Guys, listen, crying, reduced interest in usual activities, wanting to be alone, loss of appetite, sleeping too much or too little, nightmares or bad memories, reoccurring thoughts of the event, headaches, backaches, and stomach problems. Remember I talked about the physical. Increased heart rate, difficulty breathing. This isn't good. Smoking or the use of alcohol or drugs. Excuse me. These are common, reactions to a stressful event. Common, right? Now, here I want to give you guys some healthy ways to cope with stress. Yes, that, because backache, Michelle, like you just said, that stress when you're all tense and you just, your body has, where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? This tension that you have, so your shoulders are rising, your muscles are tensing up, you don't have a release. You have not allowed yourself to have a release. You haven't applied the things that we haven't applied the things I'm about to share. We haven't been taught how to manage the stress, because really, to be honest, who's told us? To be honest, growing up, we know we may have been taught how to manage a checkbook. We may have been told how to manage a household. We may have been taught how to cook and clean. We may have been taught how to drive. We may have been taught how to do a lot of things. But on that list of life lessons, how to cope with stress probably wasn't on the list. But, so here we go. Here are some healthy ways. So some people deal with stress in their own way. But it might not be healthy. So let's deal with some healthy and practical ways to cope with stress. Okay? So the first one, so the header for this says simply, and it's going to sound simple, but it's not as simple as it's going to sound. It says, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Under that, here's what that means, because a lot of times people just don't know, okay, take care of myself. Well, what does that mean? Go get a massage? Well, it could, but here are some suggestions of what that means. Eat healthy, well-balanced meals. Not the meal on the go, not the I'm going to stop at this fast food restaurant. I'm just going to grab something out of the cabinet and this will hold me. No. Eat healthy, well-balanced meals. Don't just do good one week. Not just healthy, well-balanced because your church or organization or your job has some kind of thing that's going on where you have, like at my job, we had a healthy initiative where, we had to chart all these healthy choices, and then once it was over, it was over. Healthy, well-balanced meals. And if you don't know how to do them, the internet is your friend. Look it up. Go to Pinterest. Find some healthy choices. Exercise on a regular basis. Exercise on a regular basis. I don't know if you could see over my shoulder over in the corner, there is a machine. I don't want to move the tripod because I'll mess up my thing, but over my shoulder, right there is a machine. Well, it's not really a machine, it's a thing. It's an ab machine, because I don't want to say machine because it does have a motor, but it's an ab roller kind of thing that I have that I've got to get set up. So I'm taking my own steps as well. Get plenty of sleep. Here's the thing: we say I don't get enough sleep. I don't get enough sleep. We really can get some sleep. I mean, let's carve out some time. We can start taking the time to set a time to start winding down. If you have kids, or you know how to start that wind down. Yeah, Priscilla. So you know how to start the wind. When you tell your kids, all right, you got 30 more minutes, and then it's time to hit the bed. Especially when it's school time. It's back to school time now. So your kids know at 9:30, 8:30, whatever time you give them, it's time to start winding down. Go take a shower. Get ready for bed because, you need to get your rest. The same applies to us as adults. We know we have stuff to do. Stuff is still going to get done and still going to need to get done. But if we take the time to turn off social media, turn off the TV, put down this, that, and the other, and take the time to set a schedule that I'm going to bed at XYZ time and I'm going to get some sleep. Even if you don't fall right asleep, get yourself in a restful state, right? Get yourself some, let me show you. Get yourself some lavender oil. Put a couple of drops, not much, couple of drops, maybe one drop or two on your pillow or on your sheets where you sleep. Lavender is a great way to help you to relax and sleep. I keep this, and it's great. You can put it around your home. I mean, and it doesn't just pour out, right? So it has the little drops. You can just put the little drops in there. And it's wonderful as a sleep aid. Put it in your bath if you are a bath person, or just if you're more of a shower person, open up the bottle and just open up the bottle and let the smell, let the aroma get in. You can also get like different things that have pure lavender in them. Get some sleep. Get some sleep. Start your wind down just like you would do for kids. Start the wind down. Give yourself a break if you feel stressed out. You're entitled to a break. Give yourself a break. Stop being your own worst enemy. Stop being so hard on yourself. Stop feeling like you got to be, in a sense, it's all women on here that I can tell. Stop trying to be superwoman. My God, this is a lesson I have learned like recently, like literally recently. I cannot be all and do all. Can't be all for everyone. I can't do all for everyone. I am ineffective to somebody if I'm trying to be effective for everybody. I've got to step back, take a breath, self-assess, take care of me first, put on the oxygen mask myself first before I can try to help somebody else. I am ineffective if I am trying to stretch myself in everyone else's direction but my own. Take a minute, step back, and do some self-evaluation first. Why do I feel like I got to solve their problem, and try to fix mine too? No, it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to use that oh so powerful word. No, it's okay. Because you can say no and love, and no may be the best thing for the person you're saying no to. Think about it. And maybe the person you need to say no to, that I can't do it this time, I need to step back and look after me, the person you might need to say that to first is the person who looks back at you in the mirror. So, give yourself a break if you feel stressed out. Give yourself a break. Step back. Take a breath. Reassess. Give yourself a break. You are not Superwoman or Superman for any gentleman that may be watching. Here's the next major bullet. So the first one was take care of yourself. Second major bullet says, talk to others. Share your problems and how you're feeling and coping with a parent, friend, counselor, doctor, or pastor. Right? So I'm going to read that again, because sometimes we have to, not sometimes, we have to be careful of who we tell everything to, because everybody's not equipped. I understand that, and that's not a problem. I don't go to a podiatrist for a toothache. If a podiatrist is not equipped to handle a toothache, there's nothing wrong with the podiatrist. It's just they're not equipped to handle what I'm dealing with. No slight to them, no slight to me. So I'm going to read this again. Talk to others. Talk to others. Share your problems and how you're feeling. Don't just tiptoe around it. Be honest. Share your problems and how you're feeling and coping with a parent, friend, counselor, doctor, or pastor. Whomever you feel the most comfortable with. Talk to them. The next bullet says, avoid drugs and alcohol. These may seem to help with the stress, but in the long run, they can create additional problems and excuse me, and increase the stress you're already feeling. There's so many people who are self-medicating. And when we say drugs and alcohol, a lot of times people think, the illegal drugs. People are using a lot of the opioids more and more. I mean, right now it's considered an epidemic. People are they're self-medicating to go to sleep. They're self-medicating to zone out. They're self-medicating with a glass of wine. So you've got Xanax or hydrocodone or whatever their pill of choice is, and they're washing it down with the alcoholic beverage, which is literally insane, but it's the truth. And so you've got people, who smoke weed, you got people who do, the recreational drugs, as they say. But by and large, I'm gonna just say it, by and large, church folk are doing because it seems as though that's less harmful because it's a prescription, right? Has my name on it. My doctor prescribed it for me, so I'm just going to take this, not because my back still hurts from a car accident I had 3 years ago. No, because it makes me sleepy and it makes me go. It takes away whatever I'm dealing with. So now I have to have it. My back doesn't hurt anymore. Car accident was a long time ago, but I still have this prescription and they keep refilling it. Now you got another problem. And your family sees it. It's not hidden. That's the unfortunate part. It's not hidden. It's not hidden. But my screen is, because it just went black, and I was trying to give you guys the next one. And my screen just went black. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Love you so much. So here's the last one. Take a break. If news events, now this is a good one. I like this one. I'm going to read this one probably a couple of times. Take a break. If news events are causing you stress, take a break from listening or watching the news. Woo, that's a good one. I'm going to read it again because there's a couple of things in here I really want to press in. Take a break. If news events are causing you stress, take a break from listening or watching the news. Take a break from listening or watching the news. Take a break from social media, because the truth be told, a lot of us are not looking at the local news as we were. A lot of us are not looking at CNN, MSNBC, CBS, NBC, ABC. A lot of us are not looking at the evening news. A lot of us are picking up Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are getting our news, whether it's real or not. We're getting our news from there, and it's not even the local news. It's not even world news. It's news about your cousin, your friend, your pastor, your best friend's dog. All that we're getting. It's dumping all in our heads. We're reading about celebrities who we don't even know. You know, we're taking to heart their issues, not knowing that a lot of it is a facade, but we're just or demonically orchestrated, but we're not seeing that. The discernment isn't there because we've got so much that we've dumped in there. We're so overwhelmed with sound bites and snippets and 160 characters that we are just so overwhelmed with so much crap, so much foolishness that we're picking up either our if you have an iPhone, iPad, whatever device that you have, we carry in our hands an electronic leash that holds us, that locks us, that yokes us in, that we can't even function right because we're seeing where this one is falling and this one is having issues, and oh, this happened, someone else was killed, and oh, this injustice is happening, and oh, they're getting a divorce, and oh, wasn't he with her? Didn't he used to be married to her? And oh, didn't they just get divorced? And oh, you know what is you? And now they're building a wall. Come on. So now, when did you have time? When did you take a moment to see what's going on in your own house? Because you're so busy carrying around that electronic leash that is holding you hostage, because you can't go without seeing the foolishness. So now you see you're following people on social media, which is fine. You know, do that, right? Okay, that's all well and good. That's what it's there for. Social media, that's what it's there for. But when do you have a brain dump? When do you get all that out? When do you take a mental laxative, as it were, and get all that stuff out? And once you get it out, what are you refilling with? Once the house is clean, right? What is being filled back in? How are you replenishing? How are you restocking your shelves after you cleaned it out? Because we have so much, we're inundated with so much facts, fiction, and phoniness that we don't. How do we handle that? Meanwhile, your reality, your household, your family, your children, your loved ones, they're like, what the what? We're still here. And before you know it, your young child is now a teenager. When did that happen? While you had your face buried in social media or watching the news and stressed out about who's doing what and why. Now your teenager is now an adult. When did that happen? When you were inundated with trying to go and fix somebody's issue because they inboxed you on social media and you felt that you had to leave and take care of their issue, while meanwhile back at the ranch. So we haven't taken the time to step back, excuse me, step back and reassess what's important. Turn off the news. It hasn't changed. Listen, it hasn't changed. The president that was elected is still in there. The elected officials that were elected are still there. The injustice that's going on in the world is still happening. And your family still needs you. How about that? You still need to take care of yourself. There's things going on in the world, and there's things going on in your world. Which one takes precedence? It's a simple choice. It's a simple choice. But then again, is it? So I encourage you, take some time, step back, reassess. Oh yes, Michelle, detox. 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 If it wasn't so jacked up, I'd show you guys my bookshelf, and my mom told me that I need to do something about my bookshelf, so I won't show you, but I have books over here that I'm going to dive into. And she said, I bet you've read all of them. I haven't read all of them, but I've read most of them. There's some that I haven't even cracked open yet. Change it up. If you're used to always coming home and getting on social media, or always coming home and checking your email to see whatever, or always answering every call. And it's not to say that you're ignoring people. I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying ignore people or dismiss people. That's not what I'm saying. No. What I'm saying is there are some numbers that pop up on your phone that now is not the time that I need to speak to this person. Your discernment, there's something in your gut that tells you right now is not the time. I need to take a minute. I need to take a minute, and I'll call them back. But right now is not the time. Right now is not the time. Not when I've got to take some self-care here. There are some times when this email doesn't have to be responded to right now. There's some times where I'm not going to be able to make it. I love you and I appreciate you, but right now I really can't. Because you know why? Because you're dog tired. You know it. Your body is telling you got issues with your stomach, your legs are hurting, or whatever the case may be. You really, your heart is there to do, but your body is saying, keep it up. I'm going to show you who's in charge. And trust me, 10 times out of 10, your body will show you who's in charge. But before your body has to show you who's in charge, you'll hear the voice of wisdom. You'll hear the voice of God telling you it's okay to say no. Yeah, we want to do, and we want to be, and we want to go, and we want to see, and we want to. But do we need to? And sometimes we don't really want to. Let's be honest. Sometimes I'll be honest. There's some things that I've been asked to do I slap out didn't want to, because my body, I was just overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, that's it, Michelle. Saying no is healthy. Hello, saying no is healthy. and know when to say no. I mean, sometimes you're going to say yes, and true enough, there are going to be times when you are pushed to say there's situations you're going to be in that the yes is going to be necessary, and you're going to know it. You know every doggone time. And you know every doggone time when a no is necessary, but because you feel guilt, you don't say it. Or because you feel obligated, you don't say it. Or because you feel like, well, I did it last time, so I might as well do it. Nope. No. No. Because if you don't do it, what's going to happen? Someone else will. Unless you are, unbeknownst to us, on an island where it's only you and another person, if you don't do it, somebody else will. And it will be effective. It will be effective. Learn to delegate. If it has to be done, learn to delegate. Hey. Because, hey, self-care, coping with stress, you either are going to cope with the stress or the stress is going to cope with you. And then you teach others how to do that. You teach others how to mismanage their stress because you mismanage it. And a lot of people are watching how we handle things. So when you mismanage your stress, then others mismanage you based on how you allow your stress to be mismanaged. Or you can choose to manage your stress. Take these tools and tips, which I will put here on our page. I'll put it here. You can choose to manage your stress and teach people how you manage your stress. I would rather that. I'd rather people see that I can manage my stress and stress does not have me, rather than them see me crack because the pressure has gotten too much and now the weight has come down on me. Yeah. So listen, thank you. I'm definitely going to post this. I probably won't post the things, the examples that I gave of things that are stressors, because the list could go on and on about things that are stressful, but I will post on there the coping, some good ideas to cope. So I'll put that right here in our group. Listen, I thank you guys for joining me on this Let's Talk About It Tuesday. I pray that something was said that was a blessing to you and that you can utilize. I pray that you will understand that the importance the importance of coping with stress. Understanding that coping with stress is important, that there is good stress and there's bad stress, but the one good thing that we know that it is manageable, and that no is not a bad word. So I am Chelselia Cookie Payne, founder of Pain and Glory Incorporated and the administrator of this particular group, Pain and Infused Mental Health and Ministry. I look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday, where we'll have a topic where we're going to be talking about, unless God changes it, we're going to be talking about the pastor, his pain, and purpose. The pastor, his pain, and purpose. Now, mind you, this is not just for pastors. However, well, you'll see. The pastor, his pain, and purpose. So love you guys. Love you too, Michelle. Love you all. And as I said, I'm going to post everything that I shared, the list of how to manage your stress, in our thread today. Love you guys. Have a wonderful, blessed rest of this week. And be stress-free.